They thought that would be the end of it. But the story kept growing, and with it, the stakes. After the initial leak speculation, experts weighed in, public opinion fractured, and internal pressure intensified. What started as a rumor became a test of legacy, law, and emotional endurance. Legal analysts stepped into the spotlight next. Royal succession law has never encountered modern IVF or surrogacy. A key principle, mater semper certa est, the mother is always certain, suggests legal risk if the birth mother isn't Meghan herself. Some theories speculate that even if California law recognizes a surrogate and intended parents, UK law may not. One legal specialist commented that the absence of precedent makes the situation explosive. If the children weren't born via Meghan, their succession status could be in jeopardy. That's a legal crisis few foresaw. Between redacted documents and soft denials, confusion hardened. Critics argue that privilege allowed the status quo to remain unquestioned until now. Social media erupted further, with supporters and skeptics colliding. The hashtag #ProveItMeghan hashtag trended for days. Calls for public DNA proof or notarized records soared. Celebrities posted their views. Some defended Meghan as a victim of cruelty, others demanded proof of birth legitimacy. Online forums poured through photo comparisons. Archie's head tilt in 2019, Lilibet's height claiming structural mismatches. Wild theories about identity, birthplace, and even DNA surfaced. The rumor mill advanced at speed. Meghan and Harry, sources say, found their stress threshold tested. Legal teams reportedly examined every public appearance, comparing photographs frame by frame. Media advisors drafted alternate pitches: if we can't silence it, we'll spin it. Meghan allegedly felt betrayed by past decisions to share pregnancy news widely. Now, privacy seemed preferable to narrative control. At the palace, whispers turned into caution. Internal counsel suggested issuing a statement that Meghan gave birth naturally, but insiders say the suggestion was quickly shot down due to fear of fueling conspiracy instead of diffusing it. Court lawyers advised silence might stave off risk, adding just enough ambiguity to avoid damaging legal admissions. Meanwhile, potential leaks of parentage documents alarmed the couple's legal team. Some journalists on undeclared record claimed they'd seen contracts with sealed signatures and redacted names. No evidence was released, but rumored bids by media companies to pay for such documents reportedly reached six figures. That kind of pressure, insiders said, can crack any team. Despite this, Meghan and Harry maintained a public shield. They continued humanitarian appearances, smiled for photographers, and emphasized family unity. Yet insiders noted subtle cracks. On-camera composure occasionally slipped in unguarded moments. Meghan's friends described late-night video calls, crying while reviewing birth record demands. Harry was said to turn pale if the topic came up, his trademark calm replaced by discomfort. Public opinion fractured deeper into factions. Loyal supporters spoke of targeted smear campaigns. Commentators accused critics of racism or bias. But even some allies urged for transparency, not because they demanded proof, but to shut down speculation for good. They believed that silence, in this era, invites endless debate. In other words, transparency became a tool for control, not chaos. Meanwhile, economic and brand implications multiplied. Talks on biopics, documentaries, and even book deals were delayed or cancelled. Sources inside publishing and entertainment said no investor wanted to back a family story with unfolding controversy. Meghan's brand image as royal mom became a liability in PR circles. Amid questions about birth legitimacy came whispers about security risks. Confidential flight logs showed private jets visited surrogacy clinics in LA in the months leading to Archie's birth. A coincidence, say some, but suspicious to others. Personal stylists were replaced when reporting emerged. They expressed concern over baby bump authenticity. Anonymously, former palace staff suggested document reviews began after such incidents. Meanwhile, royal reporters noted King Charles's subtle disconnect in public messaging, mentioning grandchildren generically, never by name, calling them future successors but with cautious nonchalance. Some insiders read it as avoidance, others as distance. In legal circles, analysts warned that if surrogacy becomes confirmed, it may trigger lawsuits challenging succession laws and claims of misrepresentation. That scenario could demand DNA proof, fully public or sealed under court order, unprecedented in modern monarchy. A top attorney advising on high-profile surrogacy predicted, if they go silent now, we may have to sue for clarity. Through all this, the emotional toll surfaced beyond rumor. Meghan's close confidants say she's exhausted, juggling fear of leaks, brand collapse, and mounting skepticism. Harry, once buoyant and candid, now avoids interviews and asks for fewer public appearances. Friends report he's asked for his schedules to be kept minimal. Appearance anxiety grew. Media strategist commentary warned that if rumors persisted even without proof, the mere existence of controversy undermines brand trust. When trust fades, lenders pause, sponsors hesitate, and the royal family's public legitimacy shifts. A single incident of documented misrepresentation would not just be a scandal, it could fracture their legacy. One final time, no hospital official has confirmed the identity leaks, no verified records surfaced, but perception is now a battleground. Whether all of it is false, or partially true, or misinterpreted, the story has grown into its own life. And until clear documentation or public resolution emerges, millions will be left watching, waiting, and debating. That's where we end, not with answers, but with open chapters. The reputation that once felt evergreen now wavers under uncertainty. Meghan and Harry control parts of their story, but other parts remain untold or redacted. And in today's world, the only safe ground is transparency. Without it, even royals may find themselves trapped by suspicion. Adding fuel to the fire, an anonymous nurse claiming to have worked during one of Meghan's alleged delivery dates stated in a now-deleted post that no royal security detail was present in the maternity wing that week. While her credibility remains questionable, the timing of her claims triggered a fresh wave of online sleuthing. One popular influencer even uploaded a side-by-side analysis of Meghan's baby bump footage, suggesting inconsistencies in size and positioning from one day to the next. Meanwhile, tabloids hinted that the Sussexes may have used non-disclosure agreements with third-party agencies involved in any potential surrogate arrangements. Even more controversial was a leaked text thread allegedly between a senior royal aide and a hospital administrator asking for sealed birth data in the event of legal necessity. Although the palace refused to comment, the vague language only intensified speculation. All the while, Meghan remained silent, smiling at a charity event, but her eyes, some claimed, looked teary and distant. Supporters begged her to speak up, but insiders revealed she was torn between emotional exhaustion and legal caution. And with more digital forensic experts diving into past footage and documents, the clock is ticking before this quiet storm becomes a full-blown hurricane. Behind the scenes, royal aides were reportedly scrambling to control the narrative, quietly reaching out to media contacts to tone down the headlines. But the damage had already been done. Whistleblowers began surfacing, one claiming that inconsistencies in Archie's and Lilibet's registration details were flagged by hospital clerks, but never followed up on due to a classified directive from higher authorities. Meanwhile, attorneys close to the royal family began quietly consulting with constitutional experts, allegedly fearing a legal crisis if the legitimacy of royal lineage was formally questioned. Across social media, hashtags like #RoyalSurrogateScandal and #DNAProofNow were trending globally, dividing the public into fierce camps. Meghan's allies tried to counter by posting curated family moments online, but critics quickly dissected them, labeling the moves as damage control. Even Prince William, typically silent on Sussex drama, was reportedly deeply disturbed by what he'd read in leaked legal documents. At the heart of it all stood Prince Harry, visibly tense, reportedly lashing out at staff, and caught in the crossfire between protecting his family and preserving royal dignity. The silence from Buckingham Palace? Deafening and, to many, telling. But the damage had already been done. Whistleblowers began surfacing, one claiming that inconsistencies in Archie's and Lilibet's registration details were flagged by hospital clerks, but never followed up on due to a classified directive from higher authorities. Meanwhile, attorneys close to the royal family began quietly consulting with constitutional experts, allegedly fearing a legal crisis if the legitimacy of royal lineage was formally questioned. Across social media, hashtags like #RoyalSurrogateScandal and #DNAProofNow were trending globally, dividing the public into fierce camps. Meghan's allies tried to counter by posting curated family moments online, but critics quickly dissected them, labeling the moves as damage control. Even Prince William, typically silent on Sussex drama, was reportedly deeply disturbed by what he'd read in leaked legal documents. At the heart of it all stood Prince Harry, visibly tense, reportedly lashing out at staff, and caught in the crossfire between protecting his family and preserving royal dignity. The silence from Buckingham Palace? Deafening and, to many, telling.